Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you all for joining us today. My name is Rashmita, and I'm the event planner for Microsoft Reactor India. This session will run over the next 60 minutes, including Q&A. But before we begin today's session, please take a moment to read our code of conduct. We are all here to learn together, so please be respectful of other people's views, understanding of differences, being kind and considerate in the way you engage. The chat section will be open throughout, and we do encourage you all to participate. So please feel free to drop all your questions in the chat section. Let me bring in Manjunath, our speaker for today's session. Over to you, Manjunath.
Yeah, thank you, Lakshmi. Thanks for introduction. Hi, my name is Manjunath. So today we're going to learn about getting started with AI agents. Okay, we'll have a demo. We'll have a show you step by step. Even if you are new to the AI agents, also we're going to cover everything. So without further ado, let's start for the day. So as you know, myself is Manjunath, currently working as a principal AI engineer in MSG Global Solution. Around 20 years of experience. Around 18 years has worked on a pure software development. From past 3 years, I'm completely moved into generative AI. So first, before even understanding, let's understand what is AI agents are. Okay, this is the basic introductory course. So let's start with one. Now, before going to AI, let's understand what is agent. Okay, what is the agent now? We will go back to the 15 years back. If you want to say, if you want to get a passport or if you want a learning license from driving license, you have to go to the RTO, right? At that time, when the internet was not much been, the internet was not there. At that time, what you used to do to make it work, you to contact some agent, right? The people will be there outside in the office, will contact them, they'll give all the photos, will give fill the form you used to give to them, and they will do behalf of you, they will do your work, correct? The agent does the work, whatever you have to do in the spending time, go there to the office, come back, and they will do all the job, of course, with the money of the commission. They will then will job it done. So if you want to go to the passport office, just ask the agent, he will give all the form, he will fill it for you, he will get consult the concerned department, will consent, get back. So that is in a way case a personal agent. There's a person what acting on behalf of you is called an agent. Now coming to the software side. Okay, in some way, if I want to book a movie, so what you'll do, usually go book my show, go in another app like Paytm and book your show, right? Without going to the actual venue, and you're booking it on behalf of it, sitting at home. So what is at the behind? That is the agent is actually happening there at the behind the scene. It's a software agent basically, right? That's one. Coming to the AI. Now we are talking about the AI agent part. So anything what you do with on behalf of you, what it does at the behind the scenes is nothing but an agent. In this case, it is LLM based. LLM is nothing but large language model. Okay. So if you want to design any agent in your software or in the AI, first you have to create a plan. Means you have to define what agent has to do. The first thing. So what you have to do, you have to create a clear, neat plan saying that, okay, I want to book a ticket or I want to go and register so on so on thing. Then what is the context? Context could be name, your name of a person or your credit card details or whatever that it has to go, it is required to execute it. And then it perform the action. Okay, it's a semi-autonomous. Why? Because your manual intervention is required, where we're feeding the details like which venue, which ticket, which movie, all the stuff. So that is it's a semi-autonomous. That is about the AI agent now. Okay. With that, let's see. We'll understand before even agent over the back. Let's rewind back to 2-3 years back when the beginning a simple typical AI budget in a company. Let's see. I am joined a new new office in a company. So typically, I will ask a question: how many vacation days the new employee has? So it will give me the number of X number of days connecting to a knowledge base. Okay, it's a typical way how the chatbot works because already trained with the data with your 20 days leave or 25 days leave, a total vacation is able to get them. So this is not nothing but instead of you yourself reading the document, you're just asking a question. But what is it? There's some limitation here, correct? It's connected to only the data source. Correct? It's unable to perform any action on behalf of you. For example, if I want to know how many days remaining, it can't answer because it's the static data. Whatever it is, a static data, and as a scope is also remember. This is how the typical chatbot you used to use 2 or 3 years back. So coming to the generative AI application with RAG, without RAG. Okay, let's see without RAG now. So if you have a LLM, if it has the same question, it might hallucinate or it might give a like it depends upon several factors, it might give you any answer. Go to ChatGPT, ask the same question. So it might give different answer, because one company 25 days, one company give 20 days, or one company might be 10 days, right? It can't answer because it doesn't have any knowledge. It's already not been trained with your company data. So its response is not grounded. What is meant grounded means based on your company which you are working, it's not able to answer. Okay, so that is where this is very limited. If you go and ask the ChatGPT now also, it are not able to answer you. Okay, that is without the RAG. We'll talk about what is RAG. Now, let's see same thing. If I ask for the RAG, how many vacation days does a new employee will receive? Okay, based on my employee ID. See, it got a context of my employee ID. I have X number of days vacation. That means if I already have 20 days, if I already taken 5, it will give back me 15. So how it able to do? That is the RAG to come into picture. Okay, RAG is retrieval augment generation. That means your data may be in Microsoft Fabric, or it could be in a SharePoint, it could be in your any of the database, your SQL database, anywhere your data will be there. It goes and search, retrieves the data, and gives back to user. But there's a one limitation. So there's one difference here. It's not a SQL query. We're not doing any SQL here. You will call it a vector database. The vector database has all the related documents data in the vector space. It's quite different from the traditional database. Okay, we can't see what is inside, but we can visualize the database in multi-dimension. Basically, it groups your employee name, your employee ID, your name, numbers remaining into somewhere in the cluster, somewhere in the corner. Okay, in the multi-dimensional space. So it fetches the relative based on your employee ID. It fetches the data context. The LLM will answer it. Unlike in SQL, where your name leaves everything in a single row in the table, right? But here it won't be a row or anything. It's unstructured data, everything put it in the somewhere in the corner. Okay, it could be SQL also. We can do text to SQL. Will come into picture, but just remember, knowledge base is a multiple knowledge base where we can get it. That is called retrieval augment generation. The LLM goes and talk to your LLM and gets the data. But again, there is some limitation here. It works perfectly. There is no here, but it cannot do action based. For example, I want to take a leave. Today, I want to take a leave. I cannot tell, can you apply the leave today? It won't do. You have to go manually and then you have to apply for the leave. Okay, that is the one thing. So you have to go manually and apply the leave. But here it will not do the, cannot do the automation. So this is was there in 2 years back before agent come into picture. To solve all this issue, we have something called with agents come into picture now. So what agent does exactly? Remember what the person used to do to get your passport, everything. Exactly, it does for you at the behind the scenes. All I have to do, if I have to vacation days, just see the question. I will ask if I have any vacation days, book 3 days for me and start for next week. I'm telling clearly context to the agent. If you have vacation left only, you book 3 days for the next week. So the agent will goes to the knowledge source. Also, take some action. See, the agent earlier for LLM, it was only knowledge base. Now we are again something called a tools to it to perform some action. So based on this query, we can what is it? The agent goes to the query, it get the remaining vacation days. If it is there, it goes and apply the leave automatically on behalf of you. It does everything, and also it blocks your calendar for the next week. Means next Monday. For the next Monday, for 3 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it will get booked automatically and give it to you. That is the beauty of the agent here. If you see, it has already given the result. I have confirmed you. I have 5 days left, booked 3 days and added back. See, the agent does exactly the same in the real world. What is that? In the behind the scenes, it does on behalf of you. It does all the required work and you will get back the result. So what is the benefit of this? It can do any complex. Whatever is very simple, but it can do complex dot. Your sky is the limit. You imagine whatever you want, it can be done, but only your sky is the limit. Your imagination, whatever idea you can put it on the multiple agents. We'll see with example what we can do. So, and also it can plan out action on behalf of you. It will plan automatically. You don't have to give a plan. Okay, we'll show you how to define an agent also. I'll show how to step by step to define your own agent. You just have to put in the natural language, give an instruction. No coding is required. Okay, and also it uses the knowledge base defined in the business procedure and tools. So it automatically looks for your knowledge base, automatically look for your business procedure, and your everything. It will automatically it takes. You don't have to code. It takes how many days the company is currently is given for your company. It gets the data. How many have taken. It automatically it subtracts. It does the computation for you, and automatically does give the result. We'll see that. Okay, this is about the agent. This is called where we're talking about AI agents. Okay, but it's a single agent. Remember, currently I'm talking about single agent. Coming to that, whatever we saw is the previous, but actually real word, we instead of giving all the work, let's go to back one slide there, giving all the work, getting the details, adding, calculating the details, and also sending a calendar invite and blocking the calendar. Instead of giving too much work with a single agent, right? It will always better to split the agent. In real business or real world, we'll have multiple agents do specific job. Same question, we can divide it into 3 agents. Okay, we can re-architect 3 agents so that the data agents will only does the job to how many days left. That will automatically talk to the HR agent. The HR agent will book for you. That is a go check your knowledge source and everything, or do the perfect action. So data agent don't have any access to the to the HR data to make any write query or anything. Okay, it only data agent only read access to your leaves. So HR agent will have a fine-grained access so that HR agent only can add it based on the input from the data agent. It can go and subtract and give the leave, and the booking agent which actually blocks your calendar. Doing this specifically, it's very easy to architect, very easy to manage. So this is called multi-agent system, where agents talk together automatically. You don't have to do anything. They will talk to either get the job done. Okay. So what is the benefit of this? So to each of our agent for only specific assigned task, it will each agent will only specific that, right? Just like in a software where microservice architecture, right? Instead of monolithic, in a microservice architecture, we'll give each service do one task. Similarly, here each agent does the one task. So we can easy to debug, very easy to analyze the bug, debug, put the instruction, everything really easy, right? That is the one thing. And also it's not overloaded with complex top-ups. It won't hallucinate also, it won't overloaded because we clearly specify HR job is to just based on the input from the data, just go and update the database. So data agent don't have to vary, booking agent also don't have to vary on that. Okay, that is the one thing. So it can only access specific tools, so security come into picture. So we can easily secure the environment. We'll talk about security from the following slides. So from single to multiple agent. Of course, you can have multiple agent we can define based on say however you want to do, and also each agent can connect different LLM. It earlier in the previous case, each agent can connect to one LLM we can connect. But here you can connect a small SLMs. Data agent can be a separate SML. They can connect to SQL agent. HR agent can be different LLM can be used. You can use SLM also. We can design however you want. That is the beauty of the multiple agent. Okay. Now let's come back to the use cases actually. Now understand more when we talk about the use cases and with demo. Okay. So there are multiple use cases. Since we're talking about the employee onboarding, employee, the new user, we'll take the second case. There are multiple use cases again. So let's take example as employee onboarding here. So suppose I joined a new company. Okay, I joined a new company. Instead of asking where the HR team, where does sits my IT department, how to get, how to apply the leave, all the stuff. We have a lot many questions, right? So when you join a new company, you take a new environment altogether. So you don't know who is the HR person, who is the name of the person. Instead of searching all the documents, if you have an agent ready, it can automatically onboard you once I knew hires. We can make LLM to gather the HR data and all the connect to the SharePoint and connect it, make a training material very planned way, like as a task, like the first 2 days you run this product. So you're going to this is the area where you can find a source code. This is the area you can guide the new employee without disturbing others, right? So we can also schedule everything, accounts, everything can be created automatically as soon as a new is Outlook account. It what are the required SharePoint account, everything can be created automatically and get the assigned without any person, making your life easier of the any new word person, right? Also, you can task it's monitor automatically, can monitor training data, whether or assign that automatic training data for a 1 week to get know what is the company culture, what the policy and everything. So all this can be automated with the agentic use case without a burden over the HR department or IT department or any facility department required for him. Everything can be taken care with this. That is one of the use case we can think of. Of course, there are multiple use cases. In the interest of time, I will just talking about the employee onboarding it. Okay, we'll show the demo. We'll understand more. Now let's start building the agent. Okay, we understood what is the agent. You understood all the agent is generally. So we can split into multiple agent now. This is everything fine. So how to start building? That's everybody interested, right? Let's see how we can build an agent. See, if you want to build an agent, you need to do 4 things very, very important to consider. This 4 thing is very, very, very important to consider if you want to build any agent. One is what is the knowledge. So providing agent to the right context. See, without the context, it won't able to do the agent purpose. In case of previous case, in employee agent, I want to give the correct knowledge of the database. Okay, to get a clear instruction and the knowledge to tell what to do, what are the agent can context based on the context can't do. Even I ask a user when the employee asks for how many leaves, so it should have enough context, right? For each, you have to provide enough context to it so that it can take action. Now, what is action? Next is tools. You have to give a tools to it to take that action. To apply for a leave, it has to read the SQL database from your database. So you have to give the proper tool to read the database, get the data so that it can take particular action it. So you have to put proper tools. We'll see an example. We'll understand more. Okay. Then third and most important thing, security. So ensure that for your designing agent, we have minimal security, what is required to do. Don't give the agent to unnecessary extra security, unnecessary will get a problem. So give exactly, if you had in the case of previously data agent, it has one should have only read access. It should not have, it should not give the write access. It only should read and get the total number of vacation. That's all it should do. You should not able to by mistake or accidentally should not write or decrement the number of vacation. Okay, so the security you need to properly take care. That is paramount actually. Then evaluation. All this done is fine, but without evaluation, your agentic framework, anything in the AI, it never works. So you have to evaluate whether correctly its consumer agent is correctly performing the task well, he is doing perfectly. I have a traceability in picture. I have a trace. You start with the multiple. I have the this golden set of things. Start evaluating the how the agents are talk together. You need an entire out ensuring complete task is doing correctly. You have to evaluate the system and then you have to put in the production. That is very, very important. Okay, first, usually if you see any of the example, first two, everybody does, but security and evaluation, what the people used to miss. This two is paramount, is very, very important, as good as knowledge and action, what you will get to give. Okay. Just remember only this four things is very, very, very important while designing any agent system. Okay. Now let's see, let's expand what are the knowledge now. So knowledge can be anything. It can come from the Microsoft Fabric. It can come from the your Bing search. We'll show you how the Bing search also works into the show. It can be your own lessons data or from local. I'll show the demo of all this thing so you can understand better. It can be any knowledge. Knowledge can be anything. It came from the data. The action, you give the proper tools to it. Okay, like Azure AI function or OpenAI tools if you want to connect to the tools if you want to calculate anything. So if you have some any tools like if you want to do some calculation or to get the current weather, all the tools like Logic app, Azure Logic apps, anything, that are the action. So give the proper tools and give the security. We can do the content filtering. We can have the secure storage. We do the user authentication before whether his user is authorized to use the system. All the security we can consider apart from the what I spoke previously. So security is paramount important as I told. And finally, very, very important is monitoring. Evaluation is important. You have a traceability how the employee is using, how our agent is working. So so that you can develop over the time. We cannot do in the first iteration until everything work properly. Once you put the production, continuously monitor and see how it's performing everything onto the mark. Okay, this traceable monitoring is important along with model flexibility so that even easily I can change the model from one model to other so without disturbing anything. So our architect in such a way that so even the model can be changed very quickly. Any of the agent model can be changed without any redesigning of an entire architecture. So these are the four things you need to pillar is to consider. We'll show the example. Once I show the example, you can follow along better. So now let's see. Now see the West. This is one example use case. Then you can understand more whatever I spoke about. Okay, assume you are a company, e-commerce company. Okay, you're selling the camping equipment. Okay, or camping equipment like all your backpacks and all those scent, all those. So your job is to analyze the sales data. Your company is doing well. It's selling very well. It's okay. Now I want to analyze this all this data. So with a typically what you do without AI agents or anything, you go and see your backend database, you put it dump in the Excel sheet. You might do Power BI and do all the analysis, right? So that's all a manual work. How can we, let's see how AI agent will help me with just a natural query, quickly get the sales data, how can I quickly get the sales data and analyze the data, how it's happening, where to improve. All we can analyze, let's see how with the AI agent make make our job life easier. Okay, let's see that actually. So first is how can an LLM help us? Let's understand that. So how the LLM is, so that is where Azure AI Agentic Service will help me to design the end-to-end system. Okay, we'll see how this Azure AI help us. So this Azure AI Service is currently in public preview. Okay, it is securely build, deploy, and scale agent with ease. It scales any irrespective to this case variable because already it's in Azure cloud. Okay, this can be used for rapid deployment and automation very quickly. Okay, and it's extend to data connection. You can connect to the any SQL database, any of the backend you can connection. Also flexible model selection. I will show in the demo with Azure AI Foundry. We can choose any of the model, open source model also. We can select and deploy it. Also, it's enterprise grade security. By default, the Azure AI will give you enterprise grade security. You don't have to very open with everything. Everything will be in private VPC. We can have securely. You can deploy your data and everything. Your vector store, everything is safe. Okay. So that is the we'll going to show. So this demo will have the Azure AI Agentic Service. I'm going to talk about this and I'll show how it looks also, how we can deploy one. Okay. How we can rapidly, quickly, I will show.
Manjunath,
Yeah.
before we proceed, we have two questions. So I'll
Okay.
just bring up that on the screen.
Yeah.
Any exam code for AI course that you would recommend?
For exam courses, the Azure AI as the Azure AI as the service, I'll share the link actually with for all the course. Microsoft Azure as a free course, we can follow on. I will share it actually for the AI and one or two both. I will share after the event. It is there in the Azure actually. I can share it. They do have
Yeah,
the free course.
and
It's again it's a free
I think the next question is also AI 900 or AI 102.
or the same one. Okay, yes, okay. The same 102. Okay, okay. Again, for all this exam, not only 900, even for all the they have the end-to-end free course. Also, they will give sandbox. We can try. You don't need an Azure account. Also, you can directly go. Even I read from there only. So just go there, read it. They will give a sandbox environment. You can play around it actually. So everything is free. You don't have to pay anything. You can master the things completely. Which I will share that. Which I will share so that you can start learning more on the for examples. You can prepare for the exam. I'll share it at the end of this video. So any more questions?
No, thank you. We
Okay,
can
sure,
proceed. Yeah.
sure. Thank you, thank you. So now where we are, we are in the Azure Agentic Service, right? This is done. Okay. Now let's say using a agentic service, right? See. Now next, but before using, this is how the AI is designed. Okay. One is a agent. As agent, you need to connect to LLM. Correct? That is the brain of the agent. So when you have an agent, you should have a brain to connect. That is nothing but large language model. But remember, this is important. I will show an example. You have to define instruction and tools. You have to define clearly instruction, your agent, what is your job. In case of data agent, you have to clearly give instruction. You are a data agent, your what is your job is to do. And specify what tool it can have access. And this everything happens in natural language only. I will show an example. Okay. So each agent while designing, you have to do only two jobs. Write a clear credential. It should not be any ambiguous. By you have to not be ambiguous. It should be very, very clear what to do, what not to do. Okay. One tools to use. So that's where we need to design the agenting one. Number one, first thing. Second tool, you define the tool. Okay, we have service, what the functionality to extend its capability. Should I go to the internet to get the data or should I access to within our environment? So what a tool, or if I want to connect to a database, you give that tool. I'll show you an example more really what the tools are, so you'll understand more. So that tool you define. Okay, this then whatever in Azure Agentic Service, they call threads. So it runs inside a thread. Thread is nothing but it has all your context history. Okay, it has all your context history. Like if in a chat, when I ask the first question, how many, I can do like the instead of asking in a one line, saying that how many days currently remaining and go ahead and book instead of telling all this. You can tell first I can ask a question, how many days remaining, remaining for my current vacation. It will give you answer 5. Then you can ask the follow-up question. Okay, then I followed. I say, can you please apply for a leave for next 3 days, for next week for 3 days? Then you can apply. Then once you get the result, then you can have one more instruction. Tell her, can you go ahead and block my calendar? So I can give 3 by follow. This is called follow-up question. Instead of putting everything in a single set, I can follow up. So to know that, that's why threads will have your context. So you don't have to tell again and again the same thing. It knows the previous memory, it stores the memory, and it will continue that just like a conversation per person, directly like a people. When you're calling the people, will have a memory, right? What you talk. That's how the conversation happens. Correct? No? Same thing. It happens in the Azure Agent Service also. They call threads. So it manages the messages and also it truncates if the context is too much. Suppose you keep talking, talking, talking. There's a limit actually. 128K. If you use GPT-4.0, there's a 120K limit of the context memory. So if you talking continuously crosses 120K, it truncates automatically. Otherwise, it will not be a proper. Your output may not be proper because context has been too much, right? It will get an error actually. Context is outside the context, so it will automatically truncates. So those things is automatically inbuilt. You don't have to worry about that. Just understand there's a we call thread. Thread means what? When I show in Azure AI Foundry, thread is nothing but a one thread where what has happened, the one conversation until I create a new chat. In ChatGTP, if you keep talking, that is called one thread. If you click on new chat, all your context will be I'm taking a new altogether a new approach or a new session I have started. Think that way. Okay, that's the thread. What is a run? There's something called a run that actually activation of agents. The agent actually runs and perform the task. So that based on it, that's connects and configure to see. So that's will go as all the tools connected and agent is connected. So that is we call as a run. That is as a runtime environment. We can say runtime. So that's why the activation of agent to perform task based on the thread contents. So what are that contents? What are contents? That has a questions, right? It has a user question and also agent has an instruction. Together, it runs the and it also configured to and runs at the backend. All this will make sense when I show the demo. Okay. So these are the four things you need to consider. Now let's see in action now. Okay, this is what my demo would be. Okay. So first step will be you to create an agent. It's a straightforward. You can go to Azure AI and do the agent. Then you have to create a thread. Why thread? That is where the actual chatting session will start. Then run the agent. Okay. Then check the run status. Okay. Then display the agentic response. So this is what happened at the backend. Okay. This is what it happens. Now let's come to here this one. So agent. So agent, we need a name, right? We need to create a name. So create an agent. So I'm going to create an agent called Contoso Sales Agent because our use case is on sales agent. I will show in the Azure AI also how the agent is named. First, create an agent. The first thing first, create an agent. Second is you have to give a clear instruction. If you see, I have given instructions that you are an advanced sales analysis agent for the Contoso, specializing in assisting users with sales data inquiry. But because of because of the space limit, I have given only 4 lines. I will show in the demo what is the complete instruction, how it looks, so that you will understand better. Okay, this is the instruction. Next, it has a brain, right? You have to attach a brain to it. So you can choose any model. You can say Llama model, you can GPT-4o. In my case, I will use GPT-4o Mini in my demo. You can use a Mistral. You can connect to the model. Okay. Once that is done, you need a tool, correct? You need a data. So you can use Azure search or files. Even I'll show the demo with suppose if you have a PDF document also, you can upload and ask the question. Okay, so you can look at file also, and the tools can be anything. It can be file search, code interpreter, function calling, and Bing search. So in this there demo, I will show file search, code interpreter, function calling, and Bing search. In the interest of time, I'll cover all the four. The Fabric and SharePoint and Azure function, it is out of the scope for this today's session. Okay, so this four I will show the demo. Why do we do Bing search? Why do we do function calling? How do we do code interpreter and file search? We'll show the demo. So this all things. Instruction is ready, model is ready. Connect the data, make the things ready. Now your thread will start. Okay, now the thread starts. That means your sales analysis will start. That means that is where the user will type a message. So first message you ask it will tell me the total sales by region. So already sales data is all the data. Okay, by each region, what are the sales? See one thing, it may not have a number, total sales will not be have. Remember, the database doesn't have the source. It has only in the region, say in my India. So in my Karnataka, how much, or Mumbai or Bangalore, how much, I have all the sales data. But there is no total number of sales. That is the agent job to query and do automatically addition. Okay. So user asks this question. What will happen first thing? Run. Remember, I told you the run is actually the runtime environment. It starts executing the thread. So what will do? It do the function calling. Why function calling? Because data is on my SQL database. In my case, in demo, I have a SQLite DB. Okay, I show the demo. This is DB. It does the function calling, get the all the data, one thing, and it does the calculations. Okay, the Europe, America, what you see, it's that number is not in the database. Okay, it has European all the country like UK, all the different state or countries. It has total in Asia, all the it has all the details. It will calculate at the runtime and give to the user. So I'll get a direct. See, if you do it manually, you have to dump it in the Excel sheet. Okay, create Excel sheet, adds individually. It will take a lot of time, right? Say I can do it within a second. So you're able to get me data within a seconds. The agent will fetch. It will does the automatically adds it and give it to you. Then this is called a follow-up message. Okay, now asking show a pie chart. So which pie chart? Because I'm in the same thread, the agent can recognize is asking me the total sales, give me a pie chart with the data of Europe, America, whatever it is at game. Okay, that is why thread is different. Since the user is in the same chat, there is a context already built. So it goes automatically called a code interrupter. Why? Because at the back end, it will open a sandbox where it create a Python interrupter, will create a Python language in a matplotlib. It generates and give it to the user. I'll show the in live all this one, so you'll be understand step by step what's happening. So this is how it does at the back. It creates sandbox, runs the matplotlib based on the data Europe, America. It is created a pie chart for me. So this is the execution again is same thread. You cannot do in a different thread. If you want to do in different thread, you have to give the complete total sales, show instead draw a pie chart or show a pie chart for the total sales by region. It is specified clearly in the one instruction. So this so the run, see run two, the second run. Why? The run one is done. The second time it again create a runtime environment. It takes complete thread and it executes. Okay, this is how internally how it works. Okay, the main important is instruction, model connection, and data connection, the tools. So all this how to set up with only few lines of code. You can create end-to-end. I will show you. It hardly less 10, 20 lines of code. You can build end-to-end application with all this one. I will show you the demo. I'll show the code. You just connect to your Azure AI Foundry and connect with just 5 lines, 6 or 10 lines of code, and with instruction, you can start building your agent. Okay. I'll show this a demo. It will be easier once you're done. Okay, so now let's, without a further ado, let's start with the demo now. So you'll understand what I mean to say. So my demo is on my browser. One second. Yeah. So before starting the demo, I think let me introduce a quick this thing so it'll be easy. You can understand. So if you go first, you go to Azure AI Foundry. Okay, if you go to AI Azure Foundry, you won't see this resource name. You will be blank. You will only see this one. Okay. First thing is to create a new. Just create a new and give a name. This yesterday I created a get status agent. Just give a name. Okay. Just give a name. Instead of time, I'm just showing directly. It will take some time to deploy at the backend. If you would not deployed any of the models, it will ask for you the model to select the model. I have selected GT40. Once that is done, only you will get something like this page. Once you give the name, you will get this page. Okay, this is the initial page. You will get it. From here, then all this will at the left hand side. If you see, all the menu will be automatically will enabled. Currently, if you see, I can say I deployed 2 models. Okay, initially ask for the deployment model. You can deploy any of the model. Instead, I just created a model actually, created a mini N4. One that is okay. This is what it comes in the beginning. So once you're into this login, if you go back here, something called agent. See, first thing you can see the agent. Okay, just click the agent, and you can I can show you just create a new agent. Okay, now because of the time, what I did, just click the new agent. You'll get something like this. Give any name. I just create a flight agent. I just given a flight agent, and deployment you select. It depends upon whatever model you deployed. If you want Llama model, come to back here, model endpoints, deploy it, then you can see it here. I want to use phone mini. As I told, for any agent you need an instruction. So I'm giving an instruction here. Okay. I'm just giving instruction here. I will share the link at the end. You can also try this actually. It's there in the GitHub from the Microsoft, right? So you are a flight agent, everything, you just give the instruction. Just you give the instruction. I'm not giving anything. I'm telling you your job is to just search for the flight. Okay. Just search the flight and what is the response. What my responsibility should be friendly tone, all this I'm given. Currently, I'm not connected to any of the knowledge source or any of the tools I have not connected. I simply give this instruction. Everything is ready. So all I have to do is just try on the playground for testing before deployment. I can start doing the agent anything. So everything is ready. Instruction is ready here. Okay. Is ready. I can tell. So can you, okay, or can you tell me, or not, can you list me the flights? See, I can tell, can you list me the flights from, say, I'm in Bangalore currently. So Bangalore, so I want to go to Delhi, for example, say from Delhi. So say today is on 9th. So that I want in June 10th. Okay, can you list me all the flights? Okay, all flights. Okay, from Bangalore to Delhi on June 7th. This is fine. It is okay. Grammar is fine. It will take care automatically. So that's done. Now I have not written a single line of code. Remember, I have not written a single line of a code. So it will automatically, because of this instruction, the agents will go do the backend. It will go to the web search. go to the Bing search, gets everything, and it give it to me. Okay, to help you to fly to Bangalore, could you please confirm you're looking for one-way flights or round trip? So I'm looking for, say, looking for one-way trip for now. Okay, one-way trip. It just asking a follow-up question. The agent is just asking me, do you want anyway, so that it can easily get myself. I'm looking for one-way flight. Also, if you have any preference, I don't have any preference or dependence. So tell no preference. I just mentioned I have no preference. Okay, I just no preference. Now let's see. It should be, let me increase the font if it is use the, okay. So it goes, the agent will goes and get back to result. It asks me a follow-up question. When I ask for a Bangalore to Delhi 10th, is asked me a question saying that, do you want a one-way flight or round trip? So I told it to say, I'm looking for one way and no preference. Great. So it's already looked, and let's see it's able to. I'm currently don't have direct live flight aware. Okay, actually yesterday it came, that's fine. I did not able to, it connected today. Let me try. It has actually, it has to go. Let me try again actually. So it is, we can run info. So this is where it actually run. It actually, okay, probably by 10, let me do instead of 10th, I will give, instead of delete Bangalore, let me. Sometimes it doesn't work because otherwise you have to connect. I'll create a new, this is called thread. See, I create a new thread. Okay, this is go. Let me go back and ask for instead of Bangalore to Delhi on June 11th, let me say. So it will let me, then again it will the same question. It will ask, because yesterday I tried exactly what the flight, it will able to, should be able to get it. Sometimes this is why you need to test and try it out before deploying it actually, without writing a code. So asking me same, could you please specify one way? I'm just telling us one way. Okay, one way and no preference. I'll tell again no preference. Hopefully it might go through, otherwise I'll show in the video. Let's see. So let it wait. Let's wait. So okay, I think Bing, I think searcher, I think I need to, it's not working. Okay. Okay, fine. That's fine. So actually, I did to Bing. So I went to the Bing actually. Maybe I didn't have a mini. I think I should have let me. I tried with a different one instead of 4 dot mini. Let me do the 4. Okay, it should automatically it went through. Otherwise, I can create a Bing search also. I can add it. But this is how, like, okay, let's this is how we can create a gradient. For now, let's keep this actually. I will show the video at the end. So this is how we can directly go, and always the live demo sometimes works, sometimes doesn't work. So this is how we can easily quickly create an agent. Okay, this one more I simply created like a RAG agent yesterday, where I just added my 2 knowledge base, some exam syllabus and timetable. Inside I just uploaded. I just uploaded in syllabus, and then if you put in a train playground, so it will, you get a vector. It takes some time to create a vector DB. I just added a 2 exam timetable and syllabus. Then I asked when is English exam, it will able to answer. Okay, I don't have to say which school and which school my son is studying. I just took my son's everything. Everything is already database. So which level it is asking? I think it is okay. Now it is getting it. Okay. Time for could if okay, somehow I don't know why it is not taking. It is fine. The knowledge base is here. I can show the yesterday's only if already done. I can show you the example which already done with the same session, my threads. Okay, so that I can know. So this is a done. This is a today said that I will show that this one thread. So I can go back to my thread. I can, it will show my all my dumps, all my data. So it will be saved. So it's able to show me. Can you say that's why I'm showing the year? So I told search for the flight from Bangalore to Delhi on 9th Day. But this is done on yesterday. I tried from Delhi to on 9th Delhi. So it again confirmed the same. Do you want a return flight or one-way flight? I told I just need a Bangalore to Delhi, no specific preference. So it able to Bangalore to the moment it able to give the flight number say on today 9th. Yesterday I tried this, so it able to flight number Air India, departs 6 and everything is able to get it. See, that is the beauty of the thread. You can always thread will be saved. It won't be lost. This thread is always saved. So it's able to give all the data. Okay, but sometimes it didn't work today. That's why I'm taking the previous one, which already done. I'm showing it. So everything will be in the agents. It will be stored in the thread. Okay, everything is for example, RAG also my threads. So the other one was the RAG. This thread is was the RAG. So let me try the playground. Yesterday, what I typed, I asked for the same thing. Asked for the when is the English exam. So English I'm a grade 4. How you got the grade 4? Because my PDF documents are the grade 4. It scheduled on Tuesday, 4th March 2025, and a time also it came. Because it also gave me from exam table at PDFC. This is the citation it's giving me from where it got. So then I asked when is Spanish exam? There is no Spanish. So it is telling me Spanish exam is not listed. So it is grounding. So it is not going beyond that because it's not hallucinating. I'm telling that to agent to only clear giving instruction. I actually given an instruction not to go anything. If you see my instruction, I clearly telling your exam timetable and syllabus. In handling, I'm clearly telling the instruction, go only look into the database only. Our syllabus grade 4 IGCSE and knowledge based to the exam. Also clearly telling not to go anywhere outside. Okay, that's why I didn't give. That's why I didn't give the answer. Then can you tell me syllabus for English? Is able to give me syllabus also. That is coming from the different PDF. See, exam syllabus. So like that, you just upload and create a vector DB directly. We can start. So this is about the Azure AI Foundry. So since in interest of time, I want to show the exactly this demo, which is what we talked about the previously, the sales demo. Remember the first one, the sales demo. I want to show this actually. So this is deployed in Azure, completed as a container, Azure AI Container Service app run. It's running on the containerized one. SQL database is ready. I'll show the code also. This is the code where I have a instruction. This is my, this is the instruction. This is my, this, so this, if you see, it's a one agent. By the way, this is designed as one agent. Ideally, we should have a different agent, but currently for this demo, we putting everything into the one agent. There should be different tools. For each tool, ideally should have a different agent. Here I can have a sales separate, visualization separate, file set separate. I can have 3 different agent, but currently one agent doing it, everything is doing it by one agent as of now. So I'm clearly telling the role instruction, what is your my role is. Okay, I'm a contest and also sales database. So I'm telling always go with database schema, which I'll show in the code what the schema is. So all the queries must go through ask database function. I will show the what the how the database function looks like. So always go, then provide the default. And also I'm telling result only maximum 30 rows limit. I'm clearly telling it's limit to 30 rows. Okay, if user asks more than 30, you don't refusal, do the refusal. Again, it depends upon your business use case. Okay, you give the instruction based on your business case, you give the instruction 10, 20 or 30 based on that, or if you want allow to more than 30, you can allow, but currently I'm refusing not to go on 30. Okay, and all the query should be marked down table format. I want all the output to be in a table format by default, unless user will with a visualization. So don't give it default visualization part. Okay, that I'm clear. This is the stale data. Then for visualization, I'm telling use a sandbox environment. Okay, so myself there, do all the charts label you created. I'm telling him, and also do the file search. If something file search, if something got uploaded, do the file search, do the drag and get back my result, and define my core responsibility. All this you can try. I'll share the code. It's there available in the Azure GitHub repository. You can follow the instruction, understand, you can deploy into this completely into container and do the Azure AD up. It will deploy into Azure cloud automatically. Okay, you can play around with, you can change the things, you can play around with this. I can understand. Okay, and these are the guidance you need to follow. What are the follow? You just I'm specifying. You can play around with actually. This is what I am given the guidance. Okay, now let's ask the question same thing. The first question, remember I asked the same question, I'm copying it. So what are the sales by the region? Okay, let's see how it actually asks. So I will ask the question by region. So okay, this is one, sorry, let me switch off this. Okay, yeah. So what is happening at the beginning, you can see step by step, it use function. See, can you see here? It use the function. Let's see what is done output. So it does text to SQL automatically. The agent, as I told, ask database it went, it automatically constructed the query, select C, automatically is constructed. I never hard coded. I'll show in the code. I never hard coded any of them. It automatically constructed the sum. See, the sum of revenue it did. I told you, right? The database doesn't have the total amount. So it automatically got from the total orders from the sales data. It automatically group by C, group by, and ordered by total revenue descending order. See, it automatically does the query. And I got this data because this is the function. Okay, this is the debug output. It's not given to the user. Okay, you should ideally in the production will hide this just to show the demo how it works. It called the function calling. It got the result. Then in the instruction I told you clearly put it in that table format. See, it able to give me a table format for each sales order. So one agent followed the instruction. I told it clearly to use that schema. I already told you which schema to use as database. It went. It did the query text to SQL. I know where hard coded this. I'll show you in the code. I know where I hard coded anything. Agent have a logic how to run the query based on my natural language. Okay, that is the beauty of the LLM AI agent. The agent did the job for me and got the output. Now I can ask a for option, draw a pie chart. Same thing. I'm just replicating pie chart. And then just replicating the same demo which I showed in the slide. So now it went to the code interrupter. Why? Remember, We need to automatically test to create a Python code at the back end, create a matplotlib, and it should drop. Say I got everything from here. Same thing. This data, since the context is the same thread. Remember, all this in the same thread. Thread does all the required details. It went in. It calculated. How it done? It created a code. Let's see what code it's written. See, it's written a code. This is a Python code. Is written. Let me increase the screen if you are not able to see. See, it's written a code automatically. So that is the beauty of the agent, right? If you want to do what you have to do, you have to do manually get this data. You have to write the code, and or you can put it same thing Excel also. You might have to the Python function and do get the data. See it how typically the agent does behind the scenes all the jobs. So it's able to get me the data. So all this values coming from here. You can cross verify. All these values are coming from here. Currently created, it created and you got output. Usually we won't show this. You just for a demo purpose I'm showing. Ideally we won't show this code interpreter tool. Okay. So this is the sales. See, this is the one thing. So next, let's see the RAG also. So for a RAG, instead of simply putting same thread, let me create a new thread here. Okay, I'm creating a new thread. Let me attach a PDF. I'll show what the PDF is. Let me go back to my this one. This is a season of agent. So it's in a build first your agent. So I have the PDF document. Okay, I have a 10 data sheet of document. Let's me what is it? I'll show you. So what is this? I will show you. Let me double click and show. So this has the details of the tense. Okay, I'll show you one second. So let me ask the question and I'll show. So what brand? See, this is not in the database. Okay, what the brands is not in my database. It's so what it does, it dynamically creates the agent will create a rag. See, it create first it uploading the file. At the back end, it creates a rag. Okay, then it queries the vector DB in a multiple dimension space. So it gave me this the PDF is uploaded. It's already uploaded in the Azure AI Foundry. At the backend is blob storage. In the file, it's got uploaded and able to give me this to output. Let's quickly check whether that PDF document, let's see it is there. See, this is my PDF document. I have the product name, I have a category, I have the product type, and brand is outdoor living. So let's compare this. You should be able to give the correct answer. You can verify it. See, outdoor living and alpine gear. Let's see, this is able to get see alpine gear. See, brand. So it's able to give the different what are the offers. See. So this is a brand we are selling. Is a got the brand. I also give the citation where it is coming from. Okay, this is the rack part. So currently this I have not implemented the what we call to get the outside go do the Bing search, get the competitors data. So if I add an agent to the code here, which I add the instruction and put a Bing search here, I can do the competitor search also. It automatically goes to the competition outside. Go to the Bing search. From the data, it can compare and give back to the data also. Okay, it can be easily done. I will show the app. If you see the code, it's very few lines of code. This is just a connecting. This all getting the data, all my passwords and all the internal details. So this connecting to Azure OpenAI. So all important is the instruction. We're just reading the instruction. Okay, see all I'm doing, I'm using the instruction, reading the instruction here. Okay, from the file, I'm filing the file which I have showed in the instruction. This instruction I'm reading it, and I'm giving a tool. Remember, I'm using only one agent in this example. So I'm giving all the tool. As I ask the agent, you can use code interrupter, you can use the file search, that is ask database. This is a file search for the vector DB. And three tools I'm giving. Currently see tool number one for the code interrupter to draw the pie charts or any other graph, and file search for the vector DB, and this is another tool. Only three tools. This is the code. That's all you have to write the code, nothing else. It does. If you want one more tool, keep adding. One of Bing search, you need to add one more tool. Type is equal to Bing search, and connect to your Bing search at the backend. It is able to do the internet search. So here I'm telling what is asked database. See, nowhere I'm telling here, okay, to the SQL query. Nowhere I'm doing any SQL query. Is to answer the question I'm telling clearly, and the input should be in well SQLite query. See, I'm telling it's SQLite query to extract the information. Okay, and this format. This all I'm giving here and setting up the things. Okay, with the name. That's it. This all chained application. This all decorative FSC. This all UI front end application. This all front end code. Okay, this all front end code. All this C. And this attachment, when you do this, all the functions written. When you do attach, what will happen, and what when to cancel, what will happen, how to run the thread. All those things are generic one. Actually, you don't have to touch this. It's a common. These codes are common. So if you want to add a new tool, all you have to do is without any single line of code, just add a tool here. Just update the instruction to do in the how to which to do is a tool, and you should be all set. And if you see the code also, it's a fast API at the backend, and I can show you the SQL database here, which are actually using the Contoso database, which I connected to the SQL database. I will show you where I connected to the database. There nowhere I'm returning any SQL query here. See, this is a sale data class. Okay, I just have to connect to the connect to the DB URL. So this you need to specify which database it is. I'm connecting it. See. These are one-time setup for your database. And also simple select now SQL master with table name. So this is a basic get table names and get columns so that tool can call this and get the more data. I'm not doing any sum. Can you see I'm not doing any sum here? Just basic thing, say distinct region from should understand so that they can understand so that it will call automatically this get called. I don't need to do that. Just have the insert scheme ready. Then you can start playing around with it. It will calls multiple query calls automatically at the backend. It will calls and get the data. So with that only, I will share this link so that you can I will share the link after this one. I will share all this link which I have captured. So this is how we can build a system agentic one. I think this are the code interpreter which already shown by PyChat. Also one more. Suppose say if you want in your own language also we can go ahead and not this one. Let's go back to my previous thread. I can go back and to my previous thread. I can PyChat is already there. So now instead of this I can go back to the chat. Okay. So okay. So I can do can you in Hindi? I can tell it in Hindi. See, can I? That will automatically. Sorry. So can you get in? So can you get in Hindi? Is able to get? Sorry. So I think hopefully spelling mistake here. Let me go back. See, he's able to do it now. Automatically, it is able to convert back to the Hindi. See. Even PyChat also I can convert to the Hindi also. Let me do this one again. Instead of this top, which are the products? Let's take it one example. Instead of this, let me do a new chat. Now only in Europe I'm telling to do. So it does automatically same thing. Then I can translate it to the India automatically also. So this is the sales. See, in Europe, these are the sales happening each one. What are the sales for each product? I can create a pie chart, or I can say in. See, I can do in India. So it automatically converts back automatically. See, it's done automatically. It can be converted because the agents have no utilization. We can give all the fonts required. I can convert to any of your native language also. You can connect and start chatting within automatically I18N. You can do the I18N also. So this all of what I think. Let me see this all actually. So okay, let's before the let's final session. Okay, this is important. We have around give me 5 minutes. It will be done. So what we did is everything is a what I did was a enter Agile folder which is seen in the right hand side product. But in real production, we have something called Autogen. If you have multiple agent, we need to orchestrate. Okay, for that we have a Autogen, and we have a semantic kernel used for scaling. It's used as a scale. It uses the agent Autogen as a framework. So that is what you use it as a semantic kernel again from the Microsoft. So together, this actually work together along with the AI Foundry in the real business use case. What I shown with the interest is a getting started with a basic entry. So it is not advanced one. It's a beginner to the intermediate, getting intermediate level. So for that, I showed everything in Azure Foundry. I connected only thing in Azure Foundry because I showed only a single agent demo. If you want to do multiple, you need to use the framework called Autogen, that's from Microsoft. Currently 5.0 is the latest, 0.5 is the latest. You can try that. You can do a multiple agent. You can orchestrate. If you have multiple agent, you need to orchestrate, right? We cannot have only, we cannot just have a multiple agent. We need someone to orchestrate, to guide. So that after this, you have to talk to this agent. This agent should talk to this agent, should plan it. So that's why you need an orchestrator. So you can try it with Autogen. And then for scaling, and use a semantic kernel again. So again, a wrapper on top of the behind the scene. For scale, we use that. Then we'll put in the production as a product in Azure Foundry. Okay, so this is how it will again. This is how it actually first try with a single agent, deploy agent in the Azure Foundry. Those things can be used in the Autogen. It's a state of the art SDK from the Microsoft, and use the semantic kernel support in Python, C Sharp, the other Go language. It's a production ready stable SDK. This is how your end-to-end in the production it looks when you build a agent. What I showed is a demo agent. It's not a full production ready. It's a production ready, but ideally we should have a different agent to make it to productize into it. We have to define into multiple agent, have a Autogen framework implemented, and have a semantic kernel. We can make a end-to-end production ready system. Okay, this is how it goes. That's what I want to tell you. That key takeaway is that if we edit again, the key takeaway for this session is you always define the agent. Okay, identify the use cases first. in your business. What is the use case you're solving? You can solve any of the use cases. Okay, one is sky's the limit. Your imagination can imagine anything, you can do it. I can build any of the product and take it to the next level with the service. Do the function calling, go to coordination, do the finance and more. You do it. Next, explore the framework. Okay, I just told you to Azure AI Foundry, but there semantic kernel is there, Autogen is there. Go and implement with Azure functionality after that asset work. Okay, then use the UI to code the build your agent, which I showed in the editor. You can the build use the UR code to you can build your complete agent. So this is what I had for the day, and this is my LinkedIn. If you can follow me, if you want, where I will share the link, the exam link and everything I will share. That's in the Azure. Actually, there in the meetup also I mentioned what is the prerequisite. So if you go there also, you'll be able to get the all the exam link also. Currently I cannot type it because I cannot copy paste from my chat. So any of the question, probably I can take. We have around 4 more minutes, so I can take up the question.
Thanks, Manjunath. Let me just get the questions up for you. Yeah. Please send an AI agent perfect roadmap course.
Oh, sure. The agent question is also there in again from the Microsoft GitHub. I'll share the link also. I'll share this link where you can follow the agent course. Getting started with the agent, if I'll share the link. It has a video also, video tutorial. We can try the sample code using semantic kernel. I will share all this code to you. You can follow along everything in the Microsoft GitHub repository. I will share that. I will share the link. Let me see. I cannot do it here because I don't have access to the chat. I'll do that
I
actually.
think I have already shared. This is the link, folks. This is the prerequisite link.
That is a prerequisite, but for agent course, there's one more from there in the Microsoft J. I will share it actually. There's one more.
Okay, you can share it with me, and while we are taking
Yeah, sure.
questions, Manjunath,
Okay.
I can share it with the folks right now.
Okay, then
So
let
I
me
have,
stop sharing the screen. But
yeah, please. So,
so to stop.
folks, while we are waiting right now, so I would request you all to please scan the QR code and do share your feedback about today's event. The event ID is 25848.
Stop the sharing the screen. Okay, let me do that directly. I can share it here. Let's share. Yeah, it's here. Okay. So this is the one repo which has complete. This is the one I'm talking about. A agent for beginners. So let me copy and directly can I paste it the chat from here? I can chat it directly. Yeah, I can chat it. Yes, this is the link. I think I shared. Okay. So this is the link actually. That link has all the, if you check the link, actually agent for beginners. So you can follow along. It's very basic. You can master actually from basic to the complete, you can master it. That's a very good link. So any other question?
Okay. Did you share it somewhere,
Yes, as such,
Manjunath?
I just typed it in live chat only.
Okay. Okay.
Added in the live chat directly because I do have access directly. So I shared it.
Okay. Great. Okay. Okay. Because I think folks are also waiting. They are asking for the repository.
I think I chatted. It didn't came. It, it came back. Okay. I just added in the chat Manjana Janardhan. It's not been reflected. Let me,
No, I think no.
okay.
Yeah,
Let
people
me
didn't get the
see.
link.
That is okay. GitHub.com Microsoft Agents for Beginners. Some reason I cannot comment on my side.
Can you
Okay.
share it with me, Manjunath?
Yes, I'm. Yeah. For
Yeah.
you, I the same video I cannot share directly without going to stream audio. Stream audio.
Yeah.
Is it fine?
Just yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Then I can share it here directly to the chat. Yes, I think I shared it to you. I shared it with you
Hmm. Let me share it.
because I somehow it's not coming. I typed twice. Okay. I don't know.
Okay, folks, here is the link. I'll just highlight for everyone one more time so that you can capture. This is the
Yeah.
link which Manjunath's talking about.
And this has video course. You can say I'm sharing the screen currently. It has a video course link, video along with the complete code also. You can start from the introduction to advanced thing using MCP.
Okay.
So any other question?
Okay, so we probably there are few, but then with the interest of time, we'll just take random two more questions. So I'm
Sure.
just getting up
Yeah.
on the screen.
Yeah.
So can we connect to the AWS database like Redshift or Athena DB or
Yes.
Postgres? Yeah. Okay.
Yes, sure. Yes, we can connect to any of the database. There is no restriction as long as you can, since because of MCP commute picture, we can easily connect. If you run a MCP server, right, we can easily connect to any of the database. Even you can connect Athena or Postgres. Currently, in my case, I showed SQL database, SQLite database. You can connect anything basically. There is no restriction. We can even use the MCP also.
Okay, another one is how can I protect my model and agent from prompt injection?
Yeah, there are okay for prompt injection. Another case, there are multiple way you can do. You have to put an instruction clearly. We do face the same issue to avoid the prevention. Even the well good instruction, what I showed is a very basic one. You need to tell a follow up thing instead clearly saying that one more rule saying that any of the prompt injection, like any of the code, you don't need to execute. So user can do the prompt injection. It happens very forcibly. They can modify the data. So for that you tell that any of the injection, if you have prompt, you should reject it. We are also the second thing, you can have a guardrails. We have a Nemo guardrails into picture there. Once a rule, we can also make that two way. One is through prompt. Second, we add a guardrails in the picture before hitting into the LLM directly. We first thing is first in front of the guardrail where it validates whether user is asking the proper consent or any injecting any code is injected, any illegal activity, any other thing is apart from the what art is asking. So that can be blocked from the guardrail itself. Even if it passes, we have one more second level security we can make in the instruction, prompt injection itself. In the instruction, clearly meant not to execute any of the code. You either ask anything, you reject it. So by two ways, you can avoid the prompt injection. That's very much required to implement actually in the real case.
Okay, thank you, Manjunath, and thank you so much for hosting this
Thank
session.
you.
Folks, for the interest of time, we will not be able to take all the questions, but please feel free to reach out to Manjunath. He has already shared his LinkedIn account, so if you have any further question, please feel free to reach out to him. And thank you all for joining us today. Yeah, please do share your feedback about today's session and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for joining. Bye.